ambassador to Ring of Honor, the legendary Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
What a night this is going to be. The Ring of Honor on HDNet and the 16-time champ, Ric Flair.
You know, I grew up watching the Nature Boy Ric Flair on my television screen, just like every athlete in the locker room here tonight. And it is great to have the Nature Boy as a part of Ring of Honor.
You can see the crowd on its feet for what many say the greatest of all time, Ric Flair.
Let me see if I have this right. It's the Ring of Honor, HDNet, and the Nature Boy all in the same building on the same night. Woo! I think the thought process needs to be continued that Ric Flair is just not going to retire and leave professional wrestling. Not going to happen. When the Ring of Honor called me, I didn't have to blink. I didn't have to think for a second. I said, Ring of Honor, Ric Flair, that works for me. This is a great company with a great ownership base and a ton of great young talent behind that curtain. There might even be, I know it's hard to believe, there might even be a Nature Boy back there. There might be a Shawn Michaels back there. There might be a Triple H. It's not about that, guys. It's about the growth, the belief, and the sport of professional wrestling. These guys work as hard at it as anybody I've ever been associated with. I'm honored. It's a moment in history because this is my first night as the ambassador of this great company. And talking about great company, let's talk about their great Ring of Honor champion, my friend, and a guy I've wrestled at least 5 times over the years, Jerry Lynn, Ring of Honor World Champion.
Jerry Lynn, who began his career in 1988. And so many times in sports, we see a franchise that works so hard, gets so close, but doesn't get it. Jerry Lynn has it. He has the belt. He is the champion.
It was just a few weeks ago in Houston, Texas, that Jerry Lynn defeated Nigel McGuinness to become ROH World Champion.
You, my friend, and I'm honored to say this because, ladies and gentlemen, I have been in the ring with him. This guy is more than world championship caliber. He's a world champion right now. Jerry, I'm honored to be with you. Congratulations. You're in a good place, brother. It's a big job. And you know that to be the man, you got to beat the man. Right now, Jerry Lynn is the man.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Kerry Silken for allowing me this opportunity to come to Ring of Honor and show everyone that I've still got what it takes and actually rejuvenating my career. And I owe you a thanks. I know you've had thousands of matches, but back in 1995, the first time you and I stepped foot in the ring, the fans don't know this, but you were in a major car wreck a few days before the show. And you still showed up and gutted it out through the pain and taught me a very valuable lesson that night. Like you said, to be the man, you really got to beat the man. And you showed me, you taught me about honor, pride, and passion. And after adopting those principles into my career and my life, I came here to Ring of Honor, and you know what? I beat the man. It wasn't easy. I'll tell you what's even harder now is to stay the man. And after 20 years of working so hard, I've got to work twice as hard to keep this title. And I just want to say thank you very much, Rick.
What a great moment. Ah, wait a minute. What is this? This is awful. This is uncalled for right here.
Whoa. You know, there's lots of talk going on out here about being the man and beating the man and beating men and all these things. There's talk about there might be this kind of guy in the back of the locker room. There might be this guy in the back of the locker room. Well, guess who is in the back of the locker room? Me, Austin Aries. You see, the fact of the matter is this. I have nothing but respect for both of you gentlemen. I really do. But see, the facts are like this. Rick, before you came here to be the ambassador of Ring of Honor, Jerry, long before you came here to resurrect your career, guess who was the man here? Me. I am the former ROH World Champion. I was the guy that walked the aisle every night and defended that belt. I backed up my walk and I backed up my talk. So we want to talk about champions. Well, I felt I should be out here because I've been a champion my whole life. And now we got the whole pecking order, who's at the top and who's at the bottom. Well, maybe people forgot, but A-Double's still at the top. And A-Double is coming for that right there, the ROH World title. And tonight, in the main event, when I destroy Roderick Strong, there won't have to be any question who the man is, because you're going to be looking at him.
I like your attitude. And if you're in the main event of this show for the Ring of Honor, you got to be a pretty fair hand. I'm looking forward to seeing you in action. I hope that everything you're packing back here can back this up.
You ain't got to worry about anything, Rick. As the ambassador now of this company, you have my word that everything I'm packing back here, I can back up. Woo.
Well, I know that Austin Aries can back it up. He is a former world champion himself, and tonight he will be in the main event.
Yeah, but he has no business intruding on this moment when the great Ric Flair, becoming the ambassador of Ring of Honor and celebrating the champion Jerry Lynn. Austin Aries just didn't need to be a part of that.
Aries seized the moment for himself, grabbed that moment away from Jerry Lynn and Ric Flair.
Ric Flair leaves to literally the adoration of this crowd here tonight at Ring of Honor. And Austin Aries tonight is going to get a chance to back up his mouth. He'll be in the main event tonight against Roderick Strong here on HDNet. Our first match tonight, Chris Hero and Kenny Omega. This should really be something good.
Chris Hero making his way to the ring, accompanied by Shane Hagedorn, who is now the head of ringside operations, as well as Sarah Del Rey.
Is that young lookout kid, Chris Hero?
I think Hero is really in for a battle tonight. Kenny Omega has impressed me with his athleticism, his strength. I think he is really coming on, and I think Chris Hero is going to have a tough battle on his hands. There is Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega!
Every time I've seen him, he has gotten better. Maybe tonight is the night that Kenny Omega breaks through.
Well, tonight, Chris Hero, he has the experience on his side, as well as that knockout power of the rolling elbow.
Yeah, but that knockout power, you know, it's been a little questionable whether or not he's following any rules with that thing, with that loaded elbow that we saw a couple of weeks ago. I know that referee Todd Sinclair is going to be looking out for that tonight.
Hey, that is purely speculation on your part and the referee's part. No one has proven that Chris Hero has a loaded elbow pad. I just think he's just that good, and he can knock people out. He is that young knockout kid.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Have you felt the elbow pad, Hog? Do you know that it's loaded for a fact?
I know that it's loaded. I don't have to feel it. By the way, what's up with the handshake? The code of honor here at the Ring of Honor is supposed to start with a handshake, and Hero would have none of it. Don't like that at all.
Well, perhaps Chris Hero doesn't respect Kenny Omega, who is a newcomer here to Ring of Honor competition.
But as I said, he has tremendous athleticism, tremendous strength. You're going to see something out of Kenny Omega here tonight.
He has great agility. I won't take that away from him. But Chris Hero, he has traveled the world in professional wrestling and has the skills to back everything up that he says.
Hero at one time battled for the belt. Didn't quite work out for him.
He's been one half of the World Tag Team Champions in the past as well. Holding onto the wrist lock here on Kenny Omega. Well, there, he was able to take Hero off his feet. It's a great opportunity here tonight for Kenny Omega to really prove himself. Maintaining control of the arm right there is Hero and keeps him down on the mat.
But look at Omega getting him in that headlock. I think Omega might have a few things up his sleeve tonight that Hero may not be expecting.
Omega does have a very unorthodox style, which sort of catches his opponents off guard from time to time. But Chris Hero does his homework. He does his scouting. And Omega does come up with that side headlock right here, but Hero holding on to him.
Look at that great move by Omega. That is pure athleticism right there.
Getting the better of Chris Hero right here, and it sends him all the way out to the floor.
Athleticism and strength on the part of Kenny Omega. Oh, look at that! Out of the ring, and Kenny Omega taking the advantage here in this match.
Let's take another look. Kenny Omega takes to the air and soars to the floor and takes down Hero.
I knew he would show us something here tonight. Look at the reaction of that crowd. They love what Kenny Omega is doing.
Can he follow up, though? He brings the action back inside the ring, and he's climbing up top.
Omega again showing his tremendous athleticism.
A magistral cradle. Oh, but only two.
Near fall for Kenny Omega.
See a little bit of hesitation to follow up, though. See if he can stay on offense here. Now Chris Hero turns it around.
There are not many wrestlers who can do that.
Yeah, it was nice, the backflip, but it just took Chris Hero grabbing hold of Omega to send him crashing down to the mat, and now bringing the action back to the floor himself.
Oh, what out of the ring!
He got all of that, and Shane Hagedorn is happy.
And Kenny Omega is hurt. That boot to the chest really hurt Kenny.
Chris Hero looking to dictate the pace of this matchup as the more experienced athlete of the two. And now he decides to bring it back inside the ring.
Omega has to recover quickly. And he does.
What a shot from Hero right there.
Shot to the head and stunned Kenny Omega.
And there's one of the elbow strikes from Hero that he is known for.
I question, though, how much that elbow hurts when it's not loaded and illegal.
Dragon suplex here from Omega, but only gets 2.
Near fall, and Chris Hero just does get his shoulder up. Omega with the advantage right now in this match.
Setting up for the electric chair suplex. Elevating Hero up on his shoulders. Oh, but he works his way out of that position. And Sarah Del Rey taking the attention of both the official and Kenny Omega.
Oh, Omega's got to watch out here. He's got to focus on what's going on in the ring.
Rolling elbow from Hero, that's it.
That's it. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is the elbow pad. He has a loaded elbow pad in there.
Hey, you didn't notice until after the 3 count, and neither did the referee. Chris Hero gets his hand raised once again.
And a questionable win once again for Chris Hero. And the elbow clean there, but watch on the replay. The elbow definitely was loaded here.
The green elbow pad handed down to Hero from Mitsuharu Misawa. Knocks out Kenny Omega. He concusses with his kicks, and he KOs with his elbow.
That is just wrong. It's just wrong.
All that matters is Chris Hero gets his hand raised in victory.
Let's go to Kyle Durden right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to introduce to you the Messiah of the Backbreaker, Roderick Strong. Now, Roderick, you just came back from a very successful tour of Japan for the Noah promotion. Now's your time to shine here on HDNet. What do you have to say?
Well, the first thing I have to say, Kyle, is it feels great. It feels great to be right here on HDNet. But tonight's not about me. Tonight's about what you've been saying about me, Austin Aries. And you know what? Some of it may be true. You know, we did have a big brother, little brother relationship. I did kind of look up to you. You are a little bit older, not sure about wiser. But the thing, Austin, the thing that mattered the most is I respected you. And there was something missing there, Austin. And one day I figured that out, is you don't respect anybody but yourself. So tonight, Austin, tonight's not only about beating you, tonight's about making you respect me.
Roderick Strong, Austin Aries, back to ringside with Dave and the Hog.
Thank you, Kyle. Still to come, Necro Butcher. He will be fighting Brody Lee. 2 weeks ago, Necro had quite a bout, didn't he, Dave?
Yeah, taking on Jimmy Jacobs' former Age of the Fall teammates, battling one another. And toward the end of that bout, it was Brody Lee of the Age of the Fall, the big trucker that Jimmy Jacobs has recruited, coming to his aid during the matchup. And tonight, Brody Lee and the Necro Butcher will mix it up here on HDNet.
Necro Butcher. Tonight, we fight. Tonight, I punch you in the face. Tonight, I kick you in the face. Not one wrestling hold, Necro. Not one. I'll see you out there.
Big Brody Lee, 6'10". You've been chasing me all over the country, fighting battles for Jimmy Jacobs, costing me title matches in Canada, injured me out in Jersey. But tonight, we're bringing a fight to everybody's living room out there in HDNet. You ain't gonna see no wrestling holds, not in Area 1. Just punching and kicking. Brody Lee, it's on, son.
It is on, and I think Brody Lee coming into the arena now. I think he's got his hands full, and Jimmy Jacobs needs to stay out of this.
Well, Jimmy Jacobs is there for moral support for Brody Lee, and maybe to lend a helping hand here and there if necessary.
All he needs to be is the moral support part. Or, you know what? I think Necro Butcher might be able to take both of them.
I don't know about that. Brody Lee is a big man, the biggest man here in Ring of Honor. And he is one tough individual. This is just gonna be a fight.
And you think Necro Butcher's not tough?
Oh, he's tough, but I think Brody Lee has the edge.
And here he comes. Listen to this crowd. They love him here. Necro Butcher bringing a chair in. He has several other tools, as we know, like staple gun, that he is not afraid to use at all.
He's out of his mind. He's hitting himself in the head with the chair. He's not the brightest individual.
That's to show how tough he is. Let me tell you, Dave, if I'm in a bar and a fight breaks out, Necro Butcher is the guy I one in front of me. He is that tough, that strong, that great of a fighter.
I'll tell you, I would side with Brody Lee in a bar fight. He's taller than Necro Butcher. He has the smarts to actually wear wrestling boots, unlike the Necro Butcher, and I think he will come out with the victory in this one tonight.
Necro doesn't need boots. And the match hasn't even started, and Necro Butcher takes it right to Brody Lee.
I've never seen a senton off the bar in a bar fight. But I have seen chairs launched at people's heads.
How about a chair on somebody's head? And I don't care if you're 6'10", that's going to bring some pain right there.
Oh, and he's going after Jimmy Jacobs. Quickly getting to the other side of the ringside area here.
I think this is smart. Necro Butcher just needs to run Jimmy Jacobs right out of here.
Ooh, midsection first into the barricade went Brody right there. They don't need to fight inside the ring. They don't need a ring here tonight.
This is where Necro Butcher excels. Outside the ring. Oh, my.
Well, Jimmy
Necro
Jacobs
took a shot right there.
Yeah, he served as a distraction and gave Brody Lee the advantage now.
And you got to wonder, is this 2-on-1 really fair here? Necro's good, but 2-on-1, come on.
Can he get back up after being driven into the entrance ramp like that? He's lifeless.
I'd love to see us take this match into the ring without any Jimmy Jacobs.
Well, the referee trying to plead with both men to bring the action inside. And perhaps Brody Lee with the fireman's carry here has that in mind as he's rolling Necro inside the ring to do damage. And there's the opening bell.
Neither one of these guys conventional wrestlers. Near fall. And a good job by Necro Butcher. Get the shoulder up.
Nice uppercut right there from big Brody Lee. And using that top rope to take away the oxygen of Necro. And there's Jimmy Jacobs to get a shot in as well as the referee was distracted.
Jimmy Jacobs needs to crawl back into whatever hole he came out of.
Hey, there are benefits to being a part of the Age of the Fall, and that's having Jimmy Jacobs in your corner.
Necro Butcher has been stunned here early in this match. But one thing we know about Necro from his history, he can come back. He's not done yet, not by a long shot.
Oh, both of these wrestlers can withstand a lot of pain and continue to fight.
I'll admit I'm impressed at how both guys are hanging in there. Oh, that's a great move by Necro Butcher. I think one of the things that folks underestimate is Butcher's quickness. They certainly don't underestimate his strength.
Jimmy Jacobs has a great point. Get him out of the corner, referee. There should be a break. Needs to lay down the law here. But here comes Brody. And this time, he nails the boot in the corner.
Necro Butcher is tough, but I'm not sure. Oh, almost near fall. How much of that he could take.
And Brody Lee's surprised that wasn't 3, and so is Jimmy Jacobs.
Jimmy Jacobs should not even be up on the ring. What is that all about? Look at Necro Butcher. Oh, he's off of there now. Lee in trouble. That's it. Necro Butcher, a winner. What a comeback in this match.
A little bit of miscommunication between Jacobs and Brody Lee. And Brody Lee charging at Necro, but gets backdropped to the floor for his trouble.
I told you, Necro Butcher, as tough as you'll ever see. And if you want a prime example, this match is it. What a performance by Necro Butcher.
It looked as though Jimmy Jacobs and Brody Lee had a bit of a plan, and it backfired. But yes, the 1-2-3 goes to the Necro Butcher here this evening as Jacobs bringing big Brody Lee back to the locker room.
Which is where he belongs right now. And next time, maybe Jimmy Jacobs could come up with a different plan. That one didn't exactly work out, did it?
Well, let's take another look at how this one ended. Jacobs up on the apron, and Necro sends Brody Lee into Jimmy Jacobs and gets the roll-up for the victory here tonight.
Great example of Negro Butcher and his comeback ability. They love him here.
I'm Eric Stevens, and these are my buzzwords. Powerful, aggressive, intense, unstoppable, a runaway train.
Eric Stevens coming up here on HDNet.
ROHWrestling.com is your source for official Ring of Honor DVDs, t-shirts, tickets for upcoming live events, and more. Get the latest events and pay-per-views on DVD, or purchase classic ROH action featuring the stars of past and present. At ROHWrestling.com, you can get breaking news, video content, and information on where you can see Ring of Honor in your area. ROHWrestling.com is your one-stop destination for all your merchandise needs. Visit ROHWrestling.com today.
Back with the Ring of Honor on HDNet, and boy, did we get off to a great start as Ric Flair, one of the greatest of all time, introduced as the new ambassador to Ring of Honor Wrestling, and he talked about what a great champion Jerry Lynn is. What a moment. What a way to begin our show here tonight.
And it was Austin Aries seizing that moment for himself, interrupting Jerry Lynn and Ric Flair. And you will see Aries tonight prove why he might be the first two-time Ring of Honor World Champion as he faces Roderick Strong tonight in your main event, working his way into title contention.
And as Ric Flair said, Austin Aries tonight's going to have to back up his mouth, which will be interesting to see. Moving on to our next match now, Sal Rinauro already in the ring, and here comes his opponent, Eric Stevens. Dave, did you see the look in his eye? Eric Stevens means business here tonight.
Oh, he's full of fire and a lot of intensity. Eric Stevens has set his sights on the main event picture here in ROH, but tonight his opponent is Sal Rinauro.
A lot of folks say, who is Sal Rinauro? Well, we may not be asking that question if he could pull off what would be a huge, huge upset.
Well, look at the size difference between these two athletes. Eric Stevens, much more powerful than Sal Rinauro. And if he wants to prove himself, Eric Stevens needs to take on some bigger competition in terms of strength, stature.
And what was that? The handshake and then fist to the face. Eric Stevens says, I'm not going to have much of that.
Wasting no time with the power slam. But what would Eric Stevens do inside the ring against someone like a Claudio Castagnoli?
I'd love to see that. I think we may get a chance, but right now, Eric Stevens wants to put down a stunned Sal Rinauro. I don't think he has any idea where he is right now.
A choo-choo in the corner followed up by the clothesline, and look at the intensity in Eric Stevens.
He had that coming out. The Dr. Bomb. Could it be it? The Dr. Bomb wins it for Eric Stevens. Slap the porpoise. This one's over.
Eric Stevens makes short work of Sal Rinauro here tonight. Got all fired up and came charging in the corner with the choo-choo. Followed it up immediately with the clothesline off the ropes.
And then how about that Dr. Bomb?
Those three maneuvers in combination earned Eric Stevens the victory here this evening. But as I said, he needs some bigger and stronger competition to truly prove himself.
With performances like this, he's going to get that chance at stronger competition. If you were with us last week here on HDNet, boy, did we have a great, great match. Tyler Black Bryan Danielson. Dave, they battled to a 20-minute draw. That was something special.
Oh, it was a wrestling clinic between two of the top athletes here in Ring of Honor. 20 minutes wasn't enough to decide a winner last week, but next week they will battle yet again.
Tyler Black, Bryan Danielson will have a top contender match for the ROH World title. That'll be coming up next week. And also next week, former champion Nigel McGuinness will be with us in the arena. That's next week on Ring of Honor here on HDNet. Time now for our main event, Roderick Strong and Austin Aries. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape here. And coming into the arena, the arrogant Austin Aries.
With television time remaining, introducing first from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, weighing 205 pounds, Austin Aries.
We've already had a chance here earlier tonight to see his mug in the arena, totally unplanned.
So we want to talk about champions. Well, I felt I should be out here because I've been a champion my whole life. Well, maybe people forgot, but A-Double's still at the top. And A-Double is coming for that right there, the ROH World title.
Now here comes his opponent, Roderick Strong. Look at the reaction from the crowd here.
15 pounds, Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong making his first appearance here on Ring of Honor Wrestling on HDNet after returning from a tour of Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan.
I've heard so much about Roderick Strong and his ability. I'm really anxious to see it in the ring here tonight.
These two men, former World Tag Team Championship partners. Together they comprised Generation Next. Here tonight, one-on-one, they are your main event.
And will they shake hands before we start? Look at the phony smile on the face of Austin Aries.
Well, now is the time that Aries can prove to not only Ring of Honor ambassador Ric Flair, but everyone in the locker room and all of the fans watching that he is a top-flight athlete and the most deserving man to get a shot at Jerry Lynn.
Well, when he came out and ran his mouth at the start of our show tonight, just remember what Ric Flair said. Back the mouth up with your performance in the ring.
Both men back at a standing position, and face to face they come. I think we're going to see Austin Aries come out with the victory here to back up his claims. He's known for the last chancery submission hold as well, the brainbuster. Lethal maneuvers in the arsenal of Austin Aries.
Well, I'll admit that Austin Aries does have some talent.
There's a reason why he won the Ring of Honor World Championship, pinned Samoa Joe in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at Final Battle 2004. As of yet, no one has repeated as ROH World Champion. He's looking to be the first man to be a two-time World Champion. And he
Pain inflicted on the arm of Roderick Strong. These guys still just sizing each other up.
They know each other very well due to being tag team partners.
Dave, I got to ask you, is that an advantage or disadvantage to these guys who know each other, know their moves so well, they know what each other's going to do?
Oh, it's an advantage because you can anticipate what your opponent is going to do before they even go for it. And able to get the head scissors on Aries, but he's a master at escaping that hold.
While I question some of Austin Aries' ethics, I will say this, he does have a lot of quickness in the ring.
Bit of a warning from Paul Turner right there.
A shot to the head. We'll see how Roderick Strong can come back.
Now, Roderick Strong is known for his chopping ability, just lighting up the chest of his opponents. And that overhand chop right there from Aries just fired up Strong, but he couldn't nail one of his own in response. And
he wants to
the
shake hands again? Are you kidding me? You knew something was coming up with that. You hear the crowd really starting to get into this match.
And once again, avoiding the chop is Austin Aries, just a little quicker than Roderick Strong.
Yeah, I talked about that a minute ago. His quickness really evident in this match.
He just
but that's unnecessary. It's just unnecessary.
Yeah, he's going for a mental advantage right here, avoiding several chops from Roderick Strong.
Didn't avoid that one, did he?
The forearm off the apron takes him off his feet.
Roderick Strong gaining the advantage here.
But again, out of the path of that lethal chop of Roderick Strong. Just trying to get some distance between himself and Roderick here is Austin Aries.
Trying to clear his head a little bit.
Got to hand it to Aries, avoiding the chops, but damage is being done to Aries' back, and Roderick, known for a variety of different backbreakers, you know that he's going to target that body part here tonight on Austin Aries.
There's a chop right to the head. Aries with a kick knocks Roderick Strong down. That might change the momentum here a little bit. This cat and mouse game is paying off for Aries.
The double X handle off the top all the way to the floor. And that puts Aries in command of this match.
Strong had the advantage early, but now the momentum is clearly shifted to Austin Aries.
Running knee strike to the side of the head. And both men back inside now. Goes for the cover. Let's take another look. Aries all the way to the top rope. Came soaring, and it paid off for the former world champion.
I think Strong's got a lot of fight left in him, as we see with a couple of chops there, putting Aries in the ropes.
But Tully's into the floor, grabbing hold of the gear of Roderick Strong, and he collided with the barricade on the way down.
And that arm, which was giving him trouble early, hurt again.
Shoulder first into the barricade, goes Strong. More damage done on the floor by Aries.
No doubt Aries has the momentum. And that's just plain arrogance.
Well, that was sort of a cover, but also he's setting the man up for the elbow drop. Gets great momentum on it.
Trying to get a reaction from the crowd, and there just is none.
Delivers that elbow right to the chest, but only gets two. You know, a bit of history, these two men won the World Tag Team titles at Final Battle 2005 and held those championships together for a period of 9 months.
Dave, I think Austin Aries may regret his cockiness here in this match, as Roderick Strong gets even stronger.
Crossbody right there. He's only going to regret the cockiness if Roderick Strong can pull out the win, and that's not going to be an easy task.
But Aries has to know how good his former tag team partner is, and the fact that he certainly has the ability to beat him here.
Just raking the eyes across the top rope, taking away the vision of Roderick Strong.
And remember the beginning of our show when he came in and talked with Ric Flair. He knows Ric Flair is watching. Ric Flair is watching to see if he can back up his mouth.
Well, both men a little bit dazed right there. Trying to pull himself up in the corner is Austin Aries. And Roderick finally able to nail a chop. Make it two.
That's what you gotta love about Roderick Strong. Those chops with a lot of power behind them. power behind that foot as well. Only a count of 2.
Roderick got great height on that drop kick. Needs to stay on the man.
I don't think Austin Aries has near the cockiness right now that he did earlier in this match. He's fighting for survival here. And listen to the crowd. They are behind Roderick Strong almost 100%.
And Aries grabbing hold of the bottom rope to prevent himself from being covered after that flurry of offense.
Well, the look in the eye of Austin Aries has certainly changed. As Roderick Strong now with huge momentum.
The first backbreaker of the matchup for Strong, but only gets 2 out of it.
That's the 3rd 2 count of this match Strong has had. He's close to getting 3.
Fireman's carry going for the gutbuster, but Aries works his way off the shoulders. And once again, momentum sends Strong to the floor. Here comes Aries.
A dive outside the ring. Aries trying to summon some energy. And look at this, both guys are down.
Yeah, at this point, both competitors need to summon some energy, pull themselves back up, and get back inside the ring.
That was a pure move of desperation on the part of Austin Aries.
It did the damage, driving Roderick into the barricade. Aries taking his time here. Brings himself back inside the ring, and only 2. He thought that was 3. Let's take another look. That momentum sent Roderick to the floor, and Aries, with the heat-seeking missile, drives him into the barricade hard.
That took a lot out of both of these guys.
And then the twisting body press to get another near fall on Roderick Strong.
You know, this really is an opportunity for Strong to impress Ric Flair. Half Nelson, body breaker. That's impressive, but only a 2 count. Near fall as Aries is into the ropes.
He's kicking away on Austin Aries after doing damage. Strong with his variety of backbreakers, setting his opponents up for the Boston Crab, as well as a variation of it called the Stronghold. But first, some more chops in the corner.
Those chops have really hurt Austin Aries in this match.
He's doing his best to hang in there. Strong runs right into that elbow, but connects with the enziguri.
Almost 3. Roderick Strong thought he had the match right there.
Just waiting for the right moment to charge. Aries 1 step ahead, roll up.
Aries, the quickness of Austin Aries showed there for a moment.
Last chancery cinched in. Will Roderick Strong give it up right here? Really cranking back on the hold, but Roderick reaches the ropes.
Just did get his foot on the ropes. That saved him.
Really laying in with those forearms in the corner and biting the man. Aries will do whatever it takes to win this match, impress Ric Flair, and prove he is worthy of a title shot.
You really think that's going to impress Ric Flair?
Oh, Roderick catches him. Gutbuster.
The longer this match has gone, the more desperate Austin Aries has gotten. Boston Crab right there. Can he get to the ropes? He does. Aries desperate right now, just getting to the ropes.
Roderick still holding onto his legs, brings it back to the center of the ring. Trying to turn him over, Aries trying to fight it off.
Aries really going to have some work to do to get out of this.
kicking away at the back, more damage done.
Austin Aries battling for his life right here. Will he be able to back up his mouth? Right now, that's highly in doubt.
Once again, grabbing hold of the legs, trying to turn him over. Aries doing his best to fight it off. And once again, uses Strong's own momentum against him, sending him to the floor.
Strong knocked outside the ring, and that gives Aries a chance to catch his breath.
Drop kick right to the side of the head. Stuns Roderick, and Aries pulls himself back to his feet.
If Aries regains the momentum here, this will be absolutely amazing to me.
Oh, he's going for the brainbuster. Can he get it?
Tried once before in this match.
Roderick blocking the attempt, and once again takes out the legs of Aries. Back to the Boston Crab.
Roderick Strong has shown so much strength in this match as Aries, desperate, gets to the ropes.
Every time Roderick has been able to cinch in that hold, Aries has grabbed the ropes to force a break. Roderick better change up his game plan if he wants to win this one. Maybe looking for the Gibson driver, butterflying the arms. Oh, but countered into the head scissors.
Aries, desperate, made a great move. I don't think he's got a lot left.
This match taking its toll physically on both competitors. Aries back, still hurt as a result of the onslaught. And what's this, grabbing hold of Roderick's legs, trying to use the Boston Crab against him?
This is desperation, using your opponent's move to try to win the match.
Rolls him up. Only two.
And Aries, a kick to the head, stuns Roderick Strong. Here comes that brain buster again. Roderick Strong has gotten out of it a couple of times in this match. Can he get out of it here? No. Strong maybe down. That's it. That brain buster really took it out of Roderick Strong, and Austin Aries comes away with the win.
Well, Austin Aries impressed me tonight, and I'm sure Ric Flair, watching on the monitor in the locker room, is impressed as well. Earlier tonight, the Nature Boy said that he liked the attitude of Austin Aries, and now, by winning your main event this week, Aries proved himself.
All right, I'll give it to you. Aries won. But what about some of his tactics in this match? Will that really impress Ric Flair to what he had to go through, what he had to do to win? A little unscrupulous here on the part of Austin Aries.
This brainbuster is all that mattered, elevated Roderick Strong and dumped him right on his head. And you could count to about 100 after that. Austin Aries, worthy of a title shot against Jerry Lynn.
A tough match tonight for Austin Aries, but another great night of Ring of Honor on HDNet. Next week, it'll be Tyler Black and Bryan Danielson battling for that shot at Jerry Lynn and the world title.
You know, I feel very fortunate that the ROH booking committee has given me this opportunity. An opportunity for me to prove that I'm the top contender for the Ring of Honor world title. I also feel very fortunate that this opportunity comes in the form of wrestling Tyler Black. Tyler, you're very athletic, you're very strong, and someday I'm sure you're gonna be better than me, but that day is not today. I am gonna be the top contender for the Ring of Honor world title and prove to everybody in the entire world who the best really is.
So with Jerry Lynn, we have a new world champion, and that means it's time to establish a new pecking order in Ring of Honor. And next week, I find myself opposed with Bryan Danielson once again to establish who truly is the top contender for Jerry Lynn's world title. Bryan, I know you better than anyone, and I know you're gonna come prepared. Mark my words, Bryan, in this life, we make our own destinies, and I've decided that mine is to get through you and become the next Ring of Honor World Champion.
You've been watching a special presentation of Ring of Honor Wrestling on HDNet. Ring of Honor returns to Boston at the Case Gym on the BU campus Friday, May 8th with an 8 p.m. bell time. Saturday night, May 9th, we're back in the Inman Sports Club in Edison, New Jersey with a 7:30 p.m. bell time. Scheduled to appear at both events are the ROH World Champion Jerry Lynn, American Dragon Bryan Danielson, Tyler Black, and many more. For more information or to purchase tickets, please visit ROHWrestling.com.